Our regular meeting. We'd like to start off with the pledge and a moment of silence. If everyone would please stand. Mr. Hidalgo, would you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Hidalgo. Next, opening comments from our superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I'd like to make a comment about today was a very important day for me and our team, but more importantly this week that we are celebrating Teacher Appreciation. You know, we have several teachers that are here, we have several teachers that are watching, but most importantly, we have a lot of our teachers that are doing this work every single day. The most important thing that I can say that I said on the radio today as far as saying thank you to our teachers is that, number one, I think we all acknowledge that the people most important in our lives were first our parents, but secondly, it was the teachers that touched. I want you to think about the teachers that guided you and so on and so forth. So again, I plead, just as I said on a call to all of our parents on Sunday night, please reach out to as many teachers as possible this week and just give them a thank you for what they do every day. Tonight you will see that there will be committee meetings, a section added to the board agenda. Ms. Kate LeBou will introduce our new consulting group our strategic planners that will be taking and giving us an update of where we are as far as being more efficient as far as our schools. There will also be, for all of our employees, a 2002 half-cent sales tax. On March 13th, the board approved the 13th check for instructional leaders, for master teachers, school data liaisons. There will be a payout on the last day of this month of $364.76 to all of those employees. The Superintendent Golf Scholarship Tournament will be held on Friday, June 7th at Farmdale Golf in Carencro. We're still looking for participating teams and sponsors and donations for these events. Proceeds for this tournament will go towards awarding scholarships to senior class of 2024. Please consider contributing to this great event in its 26th year. And as we have already sent out $500,000 in scholarships since its inception. For more information, contact Mr. Nick Jeffers. The next thing that I want to kind of talk to our board about is that in lieu of what we're doing as far as hiring a strategic planner, the one ask that the board has asked is that we make sure that we communicate everything that is going on with this plan. And I have actually engaged in a partnership with a group of individuals that I'd like to introduce, and that is the Edelman Group. The very first person I'd like to introduce is Ms. Ann McDonald, if you mind stand. Ms. Greta Hayes, Mr. Jeremy Thompson, and Mr. Charles Bakley. Again, the Edelman Group is going to help our strategic planners to communicate. They're going to be right alongside of everything that is going on, so that along the process of what we're doing, it's going to be very much in front so that everyone is very much aware of how we proceed. Next thing that I'd like to do, and we're going to continue to do this because I think that pictures say a lot about the projects that we're doing, is I will call on Mr. Gotro to kind of give us an update on projects for the year.
Hello. All right. Thank you, Mr. Touchette, and members of the board for allowing me to come up and highlight some of the things that my team does for the district. So since I've come on and had my team come into place, we've taken on quite a bit of work in doing projects around the district to improve our schools. We put a high focus, and this board and superintendent have given us a task of taking care of our facilities, making them nice, making them look new and safe, and just like to highlight highlight some of the things that we're doing. So many schools right now are in the process of getting new marquee signs. This is just a picture of one of them. Youngsville Middles was installed and is up and operating. So we have quite a few of these going up around the district. Next. LJ Alamo, same thing. I think this one just last week. LJ was installed and put up and running last week. So there's another sign. LJ was installed also. Next one. Karen Crowe High School. This is near the stadium at Karen Crowe High School. Metal storage building. This is used for the track and athletics. When a lot of our schools were built, over the times that they've been built, storage wasn't really considered in the scope of the facilities. So we're adding in storage buildings like this. We're in the process this summer. I have quite a few schools. We're going in and tearing down the old small buildings that are falling apart, and we're putting up buildings that look just like this one. So lots of schools are going to be getting upgrades on storage facilities. Como High School, if y'all recognize this corner at Como High School, this is another thing we're doing. Como High School, I think Northside is getting theirs in the next week also. Putting up things, this does multiple things. One, it's an advertisement. It's a logo that shows what the school is. It's a safety barrier, prevents people from looking in, seeing what our kids are doing, seeing what our belongings are, and it dresses up and gives a good, nice look to the school. So we're doing quite a few of these at schools also. The ceiling at Como High School, so if you look on the right-hand side, that's what the ceiling of Como High School used to look like. It's not a popcorn ceiling, it's worse than a popcorn ceiling. If you see that in person, for any of those that have been at Como, I spent 15 years at Como High School. So a lot of ceilings like that. We went in, scraped all of that material out, threw it away, went in and did a brand new coating of a new material that looks much cleaner, much neater, much safer, doesn't have any debris falling, and we're going to do this at other schools. Scott Middle has some ceiling like this, and Scott Middle is getting a drop ceiling that's going to be covering it, so we're doing things to improve the overall look of how things were done 40, 50, 60 years ago. We're upgrading quite a few of our facilities, so it came out really great. Painting, we've got a lot of painting projects going on around the district, some major painting. Northside High School, all of that area, the red and the white of Northside High School was painted. We've done the same. So in the next coming month, Acadian Middle's getting a major painting overhaul. Evangeline, Green Tea has some coming. Drexel has some coming. In the last month, we've done probably 10 schools. Edgar Martin got quite a big painting project. So a lot of painting going on and upgrading our facilities with paint, looking good. Some more in north side, the white on the front side, all of the red, more painting. North side received a brand new set of bleachers. The bleachers came in at north side. That's the bleachers open. When they're open and closed, you can see the nice logo of them there. North side also on the X here, and I don't know if we have pictures of it, received new bleachers on the visitor sides of the stadium, an entire new set of bleachers there to go along with their new turf fields. Okay, north side. Next, is that it? All right, that's the last one. All right, and again, thanks to the board and the superintendent for having the vision and the trust to give us some funding to do these things. It's been great to go out there and work, and we're getting quite a bit done on facilities throughout the district. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Gautreaux. That's ends of my comments.
Thank you, Superintendent. We'll go ahead and go on the information items. We'll start with 2.1, Southside High to perform at Carnegie Hall in New York City. Mr. Hidalgo.
Thank you, Mr. President. No, we got a whole lot of good stuff happening in the parish and so many of our schools. And tonight I want to take an opportunity just to brag a little bit about Southside. First, I want to say that Southside has proven itself to be a wonderful facility, academically, athletically, all the way around. But more specifically tonight, a huge honor to have Mr. Billy Huckapple and some of the band members here to be recognized. At the end of last school year, the Southside Symphonic Band, under the direction of Mr. Huckapple, applied and auditioned to participate in the National Band and Orchestra Festival at Carnegie Hall in New York City. After an extensive selection process, as you would imagine, the Southside Band was one of just 18 bands out of hundreds from across the country chosen for this prestigious festival and performance. Of course, they began rehearsing and preparing for their performance in November, and they made the trip to New York in March of this year. They performed for about 250 people and received comments and feedback from 3 of the most towering figures in the music education world today. Robert Reynolds from the University of Michigan, Craig Kirchhoff from the University of Minnesota, and Charles Peltz from New England Conservatory of Music. So what an honor it is to have, one of our bands here in the parish be able to take that trip and have that memory for our parish. And if it's okay at this time, I'd like to recognize Mr. Hockeppel, a couple of the band members here today, congratulate them and maybe take a picture. Mr. Hockeppel did provide the district with a framed photo that I would hope, Superintendent, you can find a nice place for it somewhere in the building in honor of their recognition. So, Mr. Hockeppel? Let's take a picture. Yeah, right. Yeah, he doesn't like speeches. We'll just take a picture if we can come on down. Just a quick addition, they actually have their a banquet tonight for the band, so thank you guys for popping in. I know you got to head over to congratulate the entire band.
Thank you, Mr. Hidalgo, and congratulations to Southside. 2.2, Superintendent's mentioned, but we'll go ahead again, is the half-cent sales tax interest reserve payment to classroom teachers. Mr. Dugas? I'll go ahead and read it.
Okay.
According to Section 3 of the administrative plan, we are required to make an interest earnings distribution to all eligible employees. Attached is the May 2024 computation of the 2002 half-cent sales tax interest reserve payment to eligible employees. A payment of $364.76 will be made at the end of May in a separate direct deposit. The superintendent had mentioned this a little earlier. We're just mentioning it again. 2.3, this is information on a board insurance committee meeting that'll be held on Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024 at 9 a.m. Our next board insurance committee meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd encourage you, if you use our insurance, you may want to start making these meetings. They're very informative. 2.4, Marshall Billo Elementary recognition for winning the School Garden Initiative on Cuisine de Jardin cook-off team. Ms. LeBeau.
Mr. President, don't act like you don't know what that is.
I've won
And
it
that you're
multiple
not
times, and
excited that
I did not participate this
I
year.
finally got a W, and it doesn't matter that Mr. Latulet wasn't there. And I apologize. I didn't get to run home from work and grab our trophy, but I think they brought one here. So if I could, I will call up Mr. Charles Hebert with 4-H to kind of give a little bit of information about the amazing work that the Marshall Billo gardening team did at the cook-off.
Okay, thank you all for the opportunity. Here with us today, we have the En Cuisine de Jardin Cook-Off, which is We Cook from the Garden, the School Garden Initiative, which is part of the LSU Ag Center's outreach program. We have 9 schools in the parish, and what we're doing is incorporating the school garden with nutrition education and the outdoor garden as a laboratory into their classroom curriculum. We're partnering with Child Nutrition, Master Gardeners, and Farm Bureau. So we're doing monthly meetings in the school system where our kids, ultimately our goal is to change the eating habits of young people. And the sooner we can do this, the more positive benefit they will have for years to come. And today with me, I want to feature the cook-off. We had 6 participants, or 6 schools, and they had to cook using vegetables from their garden. So even the students of the schools, they were teamed up with a chef, an elected official, and a school official. And so they won the winning meal. This meal will be featured in October in conjunction with National Child Nutrition Week and Farm to School Month. And thanks to the district, they will continue placing this on the school menu for every person in the school district to sample the menu that came from that school. So I'll introduce the members. Miss Rachel Collins is a teacher. Then Sebastian Viator, Olivia Dugas, Brianna Hayes, Colin Bourgeois, Emma Bell, and then Kate, don't come on up, was Kate LeBou was the school board member on the team, and the chef was Kessler Landry. She's chef, she's faculty member, she's a whole lot of things. But we want to recognize also we have 2 master gardeners with us that work with the program, so thank them. They're at the school on a pretty regular basis. So again, I want to thank y'all, the board, for allowing us in the school system to conduct the educational outreach, incorporating with your school district, and want to recognize our young people. So congratulations to y'all.
Yeah, I just wanted to, again, thank Miss Landry, Miss Collins. Y'all are phenomenal. The kids were incredibly organized, impressive. They had so much passion to bring this meal together, so it was delicious. And also want to thank Sue Stoltz. I know is the Master Gardener, and I can't remember the other one, I apologize. But, my son was a part of the Master Gardening program, the Gardening Initiative program at Ernest Gallette. I think it was such an integral part of his education. And I think that it takes a lot of time and energy of the teachers outside of the classroom to make this happen. So I just really want to thank them for making this a priority. They have to apply for the grant. They have to, work with the kids in the garden and all that. So I just so grateful that you have decided to bring this program. And not only that was your first year, right, with the program, yes. and we won. So very exciting. And I know that next year will be as successful, whether Mr. Lachelet and his team are in it or not. So thank you very much.
We'll move on to 2.5. Congratulations, young'uns, and sorry for the confusion. We thought y'all were bringing a supper tonight, but maybe next time. 2.5 is recognition of the LJ Alamo Middle Junior Beta Club. They're the recipient of the John W. Harris Leadership Award. Ms. Mason?
Thank you, Mr. President. I am so excited to introduce LJ Alamo's Junior Beta Club. They have been nationally recognized. Only 5 clubs in the entire nation have received this award. I hear that there's a lot going on at Alamo tonight, so the entire club is not here, but some of our students are here. Let me read you a little bit more about this award. Named after Beta's founder, the John W. Harris Leadership Award recognizes outstanding clubs based on how they embody our 4 pillars of achievement: character, leadership, and service. We are thrilled to announce that LJ Alamo Middle School has been selected as the 2024 recipient of this honor. Only 5 elementary beta, 5 junior beta, and 5 senior beta clubs have been selected nationally. As the winner of this award, the LJ Alamo Club can take up to 10 free members to the Regional Leadership Summit of their choosing this fall. So congratulations, Ms. Champagne and everyone with the Junior Beta Club. Will y'all come up, please? Yeah, and we need a picture.
Congratulations, LJ Alamo. That concludes our information items. We'll move on to 3.1, Facilities and Long Range Planning Committee update. Ms. LeBeau?
Thank you, Mr. President. The Facilities and Long Range Planning Committee is not a new committee, but the long range planning part, facilities was the existing committee. We've now added long range planning as a priority. The committee is tasked with navigating the dynamic landscape of educational infrastructure and the shifting demographics and external factors impacting student enrollment in Lafayette Parish Public Schools. Our committee is comprised of 4 board members from the 4 distinct areas of the parish. So Mr. Chad DeSarmo is in Karen Crow and he has portions of Scott. Mr. Josh Edmond is in Upper and Central Lafayette. Ms. Hannah Mason is in Central and South Lafayette, as well as Milton and Youngsville, and myself in South Lafayette and Broussard. And we also have administrators, community members, and stakeholders weighing in on the meeting as well. With a forward-thinking approach, the Long Range Planning Committee aims to anticipate and address the evolving needs of our educational community, ensuring that our facilities remain conducive to learning excellence and that all planned renovations or changes to our current infrastructure align with our students' and community's needs while coordinating with our CFO and his staff on our anticipated budget. We will continue to seek diverse perspectives and expertise to formulate the best comprehensive strategy and plan for facility management, development, and growth. We are striving for LPSS's sustainability and to create learning environments that foster student success and well-being. That's just something I drafted up today so you can know kind of our objectives for the committee. So far, the committee has met and convened 3 times, February 6, 2024 in our boardroom. And at that point, we made the, I think, very wise decision to take this committee into the schools, especially the schools on our current slated replacement and additions list. So we met March 5th, 2024 at S.J. Montgomery, and then April 16th in J.W. J.W. Falk. How we've decided to structure the meetings as a committee is that at 11:30 a.m. we do a tour of our selected school facility. And then at 12 p.m. we hold the meeting, which is typically about an hour. And we discuss various agenda items relative to the facility that was toured, as well as other facility and planning needs. We then vote on recommendations to be brought before the entire board for vote, such as items number 4.4 and 4.9 on the agenda tonight. Our committee meetings are open to the public, and but because they are held at schools, obviously we're asking everybody to observe the check-in and visitor policies that are in place at schools, including the clear bag policy. And we ask that any visitors obviously should remain with us at all times, and all public meeting laws apply. The committee decided to forego our originally scheduled meeting for May because we have achieved one of our major objectives, which was approved by the whole board, I believe, at our March meeting, which is the selection of a strategic planner for comprehensive facilities planning by the superintendent. The firm that has been selected, and we are very excited they are here tonight, is Civic Solutions Group. And they are being led, and if you don't mind being stand and recognized, Paul Pastorick, Olin Parker, and Gabby Fagetti. So we are very excited. This is actually our first time to meet with them, and we will obviously be asking them to provide communication through, as our superintendent said, through the Edelman Group. We will be communicating to our internal and external stakeholders on the plan, as well as we will ensure that we, increase that communication to the public and provide any changes in our meetings or structure for the plan committee to the community, so that you can obviously be involved in any aspect that you'd like to be. Thank you to our staff, especially Christy Guidry, for your assistance in getting the tours and securing spaces in the schools for our meetings, and ensuring that we are capturing them on video for those in the public who are unable to attend, and these are available on our YouTube channel. We would like to thank also the staff and students of S.J. Montgomery and J.W. Falk for welcoming us into their facility. We are just really excited to be moving forward on our objectives with our new selected strategic planner. And as of now, our next plan meeting is at Karen Crowe High School on June 4th at 11:30 a.m. But knowing that we are now going to sit down with them for the first time, we may have a change to that schedule. It will be published to the public as these meetings are on the calendar, if we have any changes, just so that we make sure that we are using our time and our resources to the best ability to make the most efficient use of the committee and of our consultant moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. LeBeau. Superintendent?
I just want to add one thing is we are engaging already with the Edelman Group, which is our communication team, along with our consultants. The biggest thing that I will tell you as a board that we need to kind of work on is how we grow our enrollment, but more importantly, how we look at our budget shortfalls. So I will tell you that that we are in competition with charter schools and private schools, and it's just something that we just don't want to look at whether or not we're going to do this to a school, whatever, but we need to look at how we're going to get kids back into our school system. So that is going to be our task. That's what we're going to continue to stay focused on, to make sure that we get the results, so that we do bring back those deliverables. It will be in that manner, how we are growing and how we are addressing those budget shortfalls.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. We'll go ahead and get to our consent agenda. I will read the items one by one. If a board member would like one pulled, we'll go ahead and pull it. 4.1 is discussion on our action concerning Resolution 05-024-2092 Teacher Appreciation Week. 4.2 Child Nutrition Services. This is discussion on our action concerning Resolution 05-024-2093 Food Service Workers Week and School Lunch Hero Day.
Pull it.
4.3, discussion and or action concerning Resolution 05-024-2095, resolution in support of litigation challenging new Title IX regulations. 4.4, discussion and or action concerning committed school sites, additions, renovations, and replacements. 4.5, discussion and or action concerning extension of contract of superintendent. 4.6, employee services, discussion and or action on the master teacher job description. 4.7, discussion and or action to award the new Lafayette Parish School Board garbage collection and recycling services contract to the official winner of the RFP number 39-24 bid proposal. 4.8, facilities, discussion and or action to use contingency funds for new projects. 4.9, discussion and or action to approve a drainage impact and plumbing study at S.J. Montgomery Elementary with the capital improvement funds. 4.10, facilities, discussion and or action to close out the maintenance building parking lot project and add a new project for facility upgrades at Barranco. 4.11 is finance, discussion and or action concerning the May budget to actual revisions for fiscal year 23-24. 4.12 is superintendent, that is discussion and or action concerning the minutes of April 8th, 10th, 17th, and 22nd of 2024. And 4.13 is approval of all action consent items. I would entertain a motion to approve all items not pulled.
I make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Mr. Bergeron, seconded by Ms. Mason, to approve all items not pulled. The only item that was pulled is 4.2. Right now, we will go to public comment. If you have any comment for or against any item not pulled, you may come up and speak on it, but please let us know which item you're speaking on. Come on up, sir. Let us know which item you're speaking on.
Thank you. I'm not sure the item number. This deals on the extension of the contract for the superintendent. I'm Wayne Colvin. Testing, 1, 2. Oh, thank you. Must have headed the wrong way. Wayne Colvin. I'm talking about the item for the extending the contract for the superintendent. And let me preface this. Mr. Touchette, this has nothing to do with you, your performance, your hiring, whatever. I come from a business standpoint, and it deals with my philosophy of trying to get the school board to address items in a business-like manner because it should be run like a business. And so that's has nothing to do with you. So, and this deals with the contract because when I saw it, this been on the contract less than a year, I understand. The signature contract is signed in November, so that's been 6 months. It runs till December 2025, so that's 19 months away. And I'm going like, why would we be extending the contract 19 months away when so many things can change in between? And if we waited a year from now, would not we have more information about particularly all the changes coming from the legislature and that sort of thing? My other relation with this is a few superintendents ago, the school board got in a disagreement with Superintendent Cooper, wound up in a big lawsuit, and went to court, lost in court, wound up having to pay over a couple of $100,000, and the school board used a philosophy saying, well, we don't have to pay it because it's going to hurt our educational objectives to do that. So they kicked it over to the state, so it's in the state unfunded liabilities, and accrued interest, and it's now, I think, 700,000 or plus. I think legally was right, but moralistically, Lafayette is one of the better funded districts in the state, and if we couldn't pay it, you know, why should we kick it and let other people in the state try and handle this responsibility? And that might be one of the things. Again, there's lots of changes coming from the legislature with homeschooling, ESAs, and all those principles. We don't know how that's going to change, and there could be some different criteria we want to put forward in the new contract, and that's why I would think that we'd want to wait a year and just say, let's evaluate it then. Thank you very much.
That's your
Appreciate
time,
it.
sir. Any other public comment? Come on up. And sir, just for informational item, Pat Cooper was paid by this system. That was approved in December of last year. So he has been paid. Yes, sir. Come on up, ma'am. Come on up. Is it on?
Yeah, it is. So I'm Gemma Lefevre. I'm speaking on as the Vice President for LPAE. I'm speaking on behalf of Julia, our President. She had her baby last week, little boy, healthy, happy. Everybody's good. I'm speaking on 4.5, and we are asking that you table this agenda item because our current superintendent already has a 2-year contract that expires in 2025. He has yet to undergo an evaluation. The evaluation is something a lot of our educators across the parish undergo, and those results are used when it comes to hiring and placement decisions. Additionally, when the contract was approved by the previous board, the rationale of approving this 2-year contract was due to many new board members taking over, and this would allow time for them to gain experience and make an informed decision during their tenure. Data and effective evaluation ratings are vital in determining whether or not an extension should be granted. This is yet to be presented. How can you make an informed decision on a renewal without it? How can you approve a 4-year extension prior to reaching 1 year of service in this position? So again, we're asking that this item be tabled until an evaluation has been completed. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? The mic's on. Come on up and state which item you're speaking on, please.
Northside High School. The timer is going to restart?
Ma'am, yes, the time is,
Thank you.
which item are you speaking on?
Northside High School.
Which agenda item is it?
I'm not sure. Does it have to be a specific agenda item?
Yes, it has to be a specific agenda item for you to speak on it.
4.2.
That's child nutrition services.
No. What is it?
4.3 is litigation on Title IX.
4.4.
Okay? Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. I am representing signatories who would like to submit a letter to highly recommend Ms. Latasha Mitchell for the principal position at the Northside High
No,
School.
ma'am, that is not on the agenda tonight. You cannot speak on that. You cannot speak on that.
When can I speak on it?
You can't. That's a personnel matter. We don't discuss personnel matters on board floor. That is something that is handled by the superintendent and his staff. We cannot discuss that on the board floor. We cannot. Thank you for your comments. Any other public comment?
Mr. President, maybe if I can recommend, ma'am, if you can get your letter to the superintendent, that's the avenue that you'd have to go through to do so.
Thank you kindly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and
Mr.
to add to
Hidalgo?
that, Mr. President, if you don't mind.
I do.
He's
I
not,
do.
he's not
Ms.
speaking from
LeBoon,
a
I do mind. I'm running the meeting. We're going to do it according to Robert's rules. I do not need board members running my meeting. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time. If you get with the superintendent, he'd be more than glad to listen to you.
Oh, that doesn't look well for you, sir, to silence her.
Ma'am, I have a meeting to run. Thank you. Do we have any other public comment on any items on the agenda? Yes. Come on up, ma'am.
Mary Lib Gercio. I share the position of LPAE. I do think that more time is needed to perform the evaluation. and by the board, and those results reported to the public before a 4-year extension of the contract is awarded. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other public comment on any agenda items not pulled? Now, any board comment on any item not pulled? Ms. Trahan?
I'll just add to the last, the comment regarding 4.5, and I spoke with Superintendent Touchette regarding the contract as it is now and the extension of the contract. And I just asked him to kind of speak to that request for the extension because I did receive calls and text messages regarding the why, like why right now, and how is it any different, the current contract to the contract moving forward. So if the superintendent could speak to that.
Thank you, Ms. Amy. So in November, this past November, I entered into a contract with the previous board. Some of you were on that board, and it was for a 2-year. All this is to terminate that 2-year and start to where this is going to be a new contract, and this will give us 4 years together as a team to be able to get some of this work done. Again, it's hard to be able to get certain things done in a year and a half or whatever I have left on this, and I'm just asking that we move forward with, let's get this started, because we have a lot of work to get done, and I think it will send a clear message to our team that we're sticking together.
Is that it, Ms. Trahan? Okay. Any other board comment on any items not pulled? Mr. Edmond?
Yes, I want to address what Ms. Amy just said. Mr. Superintendent, I will be voting in favor of it, but I would just want to ask you to be able to, like when things come up across the board, they may have different things for people to feel certain ways. If we can get down and get in the community, speak to the constituents, the residents, and also there's people of different organizations that may be having different feelings or different thoughts. I want to exercise the idea of change, if that makes any sense, and that way we can just move forward with that. But I will be voting in favor of it, but I want to make sure that we know about that.
Well, Mr. Edmond, let me just say this, that as a superintendent, we are just doing that. We are attending different civic groups. We're talking about the good things that are happening here. We are on radio every week. We're going to continue to get the message out about these meetings by getting on podcasts so that the Monday prior to any board meeting starting in June, we're going to explain the meeting. We're going to make sure that people are engaged as much as possible. Tomorrow, I go talk to the Kiwanis of Lafayette to, again, talk about the things that are happening. So I am open, and I'm going to just say to each of you as board members, I'm ready to get out there. I will do whatever I have to do to make sure that our system is known and it's open for business to all of our kids. And I will extend this to each and every one of you and also the public to know that, hey, I am here to work for each and every one of you equally.
Good, Mr. Edmond. Okay. Any other board comment? Ms. LeBeau?
I just want to say thank you to the superintendent for clarifying the fact that this will replace. So it's not it's not 6 years total. It's replacing the 2-year original contract that we awarded. I think it's very well deserved. I think there's terms that are favorable to both parties. So I think it's a great negotiation. Very proud of the superintendent who is out in the community every day and in the schools every day and figuring out a way to run our school system on top of that. So excited for this. I did want to clarify what I was going to say earlier is that legislatively, the superintendent is our employee. Everybody else, we are legislatively prohibited from interfering with the hiring, firing of any other employee in the system. They are actually his employees. So while we can grant a contract for the superintendent, we cannot grant a contract for other employees underneath him. That is his role, and I'm very happy to see the great work he's done in putting wonderful people in great seats, and I know our parish is just going to continue to thrive. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. LeBeau. Mr. Lejeune?
Yeah, I'd like to kind of build on what Ms. LeBeau said. Our superintendent has, I've worked for a lot of superintendents, and this superintendent and our team and his team has been in the schools more than any other group that I've seen in a long, long time. And so I appreciate y'all doing that. And also had been in the city council meetings, so the good word of Lafayette Parish is being spread by Mr. Touchette and his team. So we do appreciate that. So I just would like to just go ahead and publicly state that I'm in favor of this also.
Thank you. Mr. Hidalgo?
You know, kind of echo it. I want to speak to one of the comments made tonight about, you know, we should be running the school system like a business. And I agree with that, and I think we are. I think when it gets tough, though, I think, you know, everybody wants government to run like a business till it's time to do business. But I think that you have proven yourself through tough times, Mr. Superintendent. The one reason that there's several reasons I'm in favor of this item, but one of the reasons I want to say is that I realize, you know, talking about business, the reality of competition. And, you know, I don't want this to be a rubber stamp for you, and I don't think you take it that way, and I hope that you never allow that to happen during your tenure here. But I do realize that, you know, with only 2-year guarantee that, you know, if something else comes along that, you know, we can't afford to lose a good superintendent during tough times. And I'll tell you right now that I know that COVID was one thing, and there's been many tough times, but there's tough times right now. So I'm in support of this for those reasons. I just ask you to please don't take it for granted, and keep doing what you're doing. I know people consider you to be tough and good at what you do. I think we have a lot of those traits in common, so those things don't bother me. I applaud those things, and I hope you continue to work as hard as you have.
Ms. Mason?
Thank you. I'm not going to repeat everything that my fellow board members have said, but the president and I felt very strongly about putting this on the agenda and extending this contract, or giving a new contract, because this superintendent is in the schools every single day. He sees it with his own eyes. As board members, we cannot walk around schools and check on things. That is completely against the law for us to go in, manipulate personnel, and tell everyone what to do. We rely on the superintendent, and he has walked through every single one of our schools. He knows the kids' names, he knows the teachers' names, he knows the principals' names, and he knows how effective they are in the role that they are serving. So I'm very proud to vote yes on this. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Lejeune, did you want to read 4.1? Go ahead, sir. Resolution, discussion and or action concerning Resolution 04-024-2092 Teacher Appreciation Week. Mr. Lejeune?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Latchley. I'd like to start off, of course, by thanking the teachers for the job that they do each and every day in the classroom, their dedication to their students, their dedication to their school, and their dedication to their profession. We have a very outstanding, talented group of teachers in this parish, and they work extremely hard for the principals and for the students and the parents each and every day. So I'd like to read Resolution 05-024-2092 Teacher Appreciation Week. Whereas education and knowledge are the foundation of the current and future strength of the United States, whereas teachers and other education staff have earned and deserve the respect of their students and communities for the selfless dedication of the teachers and staff to community service and the futures of the children of the United States. Whereas teachers personify America's belief that universal public education is a key to meeting the challenges of our changing world, and teachers strive to make every classroom an exciting, productive place to learn and grow. And whereas teachers reach out to foster the well-being of each student, regardless of ability, social or economic background, race, ethnic origin, or religion, and whereas the purposes of the National Teacher Appreciation Week, celebrated from May 6, 2024 through May 10, 2024, are to raise public awareness of the unquantifiable contributions of teachers and to promote greater respect and understanding for the teaching profession. And whereas students, schools, communities, and a number of organizations representing educators are recognizing the importance of teachers during National Teacher Appreciation Week, now therefore be it resolved that the Lafayette Parish School Board thanks the teachers of Lafayette Parish School System and promotes the profession of teaching and the contribution of educators by encouraging students, parents, school administrators, and public officials to recognize National Teacher Appreciation Week.
Thank you, Mr. Lejeune. Is there any other board member comment on any item not pulled? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, I'll call for the vote. Correct. All items not pulled. Yes, the consent agenda, the items we did not pull is what the vote is on.
8 for, none against.
Motion carries. The only item pulled this evening was 4.2, which is Child Nutrition Services. Discussion and or action concerning Resolution 05-024-2093 Food Services Workers Week and School Lunch Hero Day. Ms. Hidalgo, you pull that?
Yes, sir. Mr. President, I move approval.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Mason. Do we have any public comment concerning 4.2 Child Nutrition Services Week? Any board comment?
Yeah, Mr. President, I first want to apologize for throwing a wrench into your meeting. My experience on this board should have told me I didn't need to pull the item to read the resolution. But you know, it's one of my many mistakes of today. So if you'd allow me to, I'd like to read the resolution in recognition. Okay. If you'd like to, I pulled it, but feel free. You read better than me. Go ahead.
Let's all read it together. Let's all read it as a group.
Go ahead, Ms. Strahan.
Resolution 05-024-2093 Food Service Workers Week and School Lunch Hero Day, whereas all nutrition programs are dedicated to the health and well-being of our nation's children, and whereas nutritious meals at school are an essential part of the school day, and whereas the staff of the LPSS Child Nutrition Services is committed to providing healthy, nutritious meals to the district's children, and whereas from planning and delivery to preparing and serving, the women and men who provide school meals help to nurture our children through their daily interaction and support. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Lafayette Parish School Board does hereby acknowledge the week of April 29th through May 3rd, 2024 as Food Service Workers Week, and Friday, May 2023, I think it should be 2024, as National School Lunch Hero Day. Administrators, teachers, support staff, parents, students, and all other community members too are encouraged to recognize these valuable employees and commend their good work on behalf of children.
Any board comment on this resolution?
Just want to ask Ms. Sherville to send out a message to all of her staff, the superintendent, please. Just let them know that, you know, they are appreciated. They're hidden in the back sometimes in the cafeteria where it's real hot. And we certainly thank them for their service to the students of this district.
Ms. Mason?
I can understand why Mr. Hidalgo pulled this. I don't know if you're like me, but I grew up eating our school lunch every single day in our schools, and it was my favorite subject at school. So thank you.
Was it the bread or the sugar cookies?
Oh, it was so good.
Go ahead. Yes, you may.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't know if everybody saw, but they did reverse the governor did reverse the decision on doing the summer feeding program and the EBT cards. And I just wanted to see if we could get a clarification from the superintendent. It says that anybody that qualifies or attends a school that qualifies for free or reduced lunch is eligible. Does it mean every student in Lafayette Parish can apply, or is it only those that would qualify if we weren't offering free or reduced or free lunches to everyone in the parish? Could you just, I know it's off topic, but I just wanted to every parent to understand what they can do.
Renee Sherville, Director of Child Nutrition. We are providing summer meals at various school sites for our summer programs. The summer EBT card is for students who do qualify for direct certification. Those who are not directly certified that have SNAP benefits and various other benefits, they will have to apply. USDA has provided a link for that application process. We do not process through our system. So, and we have all the information to provide that link on the website. So those who do not directly qualify for CEP and direct certification benefits through SNAP will have to apply.
Okay.
And that is probably about 45% of our students.
Great, thank you so much. So everybody, the link will be on the website to apply for that, but.
Correct.
But we prefer you come to our schools in the summer and eat. So we hope to see some families there this summer taking
Yes,
advantage of
and
that.
we
CEP
will be
program.
advertising that.
Yep, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Sherville.
Mr. Bergeron?
I'll keep it short and sweet. So just to be on the record, a lot of us know that the only meals sometimes some of our students get are served by our professionals in our cafeterias and by our lunch workers. In fact, today I was at Lafayette Middle doing lunch duty and got to witness the work they put in firsthand. We all know that without a full belly, you can't fuel a full mind. And I just want to put a thank you to all the workers out there who are making sure that our kids get fed and that they're having a good day at school. So thank you all to the workers out there and all the work they do. Sometimes it goes unseen, but like I know our board sees it and we appreciate it.
Any other board comment before we go to the vote? Madam Secretary, I'll call for the vote.
Eight for, none against.
Motion carries. That was the final item on the agenda. This meeting is adjourned.